Merry Christmas! Lance and Linda here. We hope you had a wonderful 2013. Bear with us for a few minutes and we'll walk you through a few pages of highlights from our year.
The pictures we've included are mostly in order as the events happen, give or take, except the first one and the last one, which were taken in September aboard a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. But more on that later.
In January, we were invited by our good friend Gavin to a VIP tour and taping of the TV show Happily Divorced, starring Fran Drescher. We received the Queen Bee treatment as we were able to roam around the set and meet Fran and most of the cast. All were very nice.
In March, Mindy was hired to play music before and after the big Nadal-Federer matchup at the Indian Wells Open. Knowing how I love tennis, Mindy invited me along for 2 days of non-stop tennis. We were treated like queens. The organizers gave us an air-conditioned box where we sat with the likes of Barbara Sinatra and the actress Donna Mills during the day when it was hot, and we were given courtside seats to sit in when it cooled off at night. We even got tons of free swag, lovely tennis bags, jackets, hats, and shirts.
Mindy was elected president of the LA chapter of the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, the company that puts on the Grammys. Since 2010, she served as an elected governor and spent a year serving as secretary on the board. She'll serve a 2-year term as president, presiding over all chapter meetings and guiding the board's work. For those of you who are not familiar with NARIS, the board is comprised of musical professionals in every aspect of music making.
Earlier this year, Mindy filmed a bit part in the movie Imagine with Al Pacino at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. Al plays an aging rock star, and Mindy was in the band that backed him up. Not a big stretch for her, but a lot of fun. The story goes that an old letter written to Al Pacino's character by John Lennon and Yoko Ono inspires him to live life differently. The movie will be released in 2014.
Summer Horns. The group consists of 4 sax players, Mindy, Dave Koz, Gerald Albright, and Richard Elliott, who are world-class recording artists in their own right, who got together, recorded an instrumental album, and toured together this past summer. As you can see by the magazine cover, they became internationally recognized. Their shows were selling out as fast as they could book them, so look for more Summer Horns show dates next year.
In September, we were able to accompany Mindy on a 7-day Mediterranean jazz cruise where she was one of the featured artists along with Michael McDonald, Sheila E. and her dad, and a slew of others. These cruise pictures are pretty self-explanatory, except maybe you don't know Eric Guerra in the picture on the right. Mindy is dating Eric, and no, he is not shorter than us. We're standing on a staircase. Eric is actually the tallest, and I'm the shortest.
These are a few more photos taken on the cruise. The hat Linda is wearing on deck was given to all 3,800 jazz fans on board. Mindy was involved in all kinds of special sessions, including being on a sisterhood panel, along with Sheila E. and Keiku Matsui. She also performed during the gospel hour and assisted Eric with his wine seminar, among other things.
And during her solo concerts, Lance sat in with her and played one song. He can still play keyboards with his one good hand, and he does it every chance he can get.
And now for our bucket list. We arrived in Rome a couple of days before the cruise, so we were able to take a 3.5-hour tour of the Colosseum and the Forum. We also saw the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, the Piazza Navona, the Pantheon, and much, much more. The Acropolis in Athens was very impressive, and we loved walking the streets of Pompeii and Herculaneum. And Mykonos, Greece was very quaint with its small winding streets filled with shops and white buildings.
And when we returned from our cruise, we visited the La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles, about 5 minutes from Mindy's house. As you can see, we were scared to death by a saber-toothed tiger. On the serious side, We love the continuous bubbling of the tar and watching the research scientists working diligently under their microscopes as they continued to uncover new findings.
Mindy's been hard at work finishing her new CD. It's set for release in April from Concord Records. Every song is an original penned by Mindy and her friends. So far, there are 13 tracks, including a duet co-written and performed with Greg Allman, and a rock and instrumental with Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
Two of the songs on Mindy's new album were penned with longtime friend Jim Peterick, best known as a member of the band Survivor and as a vocalist and songwriter of the hit song Vehicle by the Ides of March. He also co-wrote Eye of the Tiger. There are two other songs co-written and performed with Booker T of Booker T and the MGs.
Plus, there's also an old school rocker written and performed with longtime friend Waddy Wachtel and the mighty Max Weinberg. Waddy is a legendary rock guitar player who has toured with Linda Ronstadt, Stevie Nicks, Keith Richards, Iggy Pop, and even Mindy when they toured together with Adam Sandler. Max Weinberg is a drummer and television personality, most known as the longtime drummer for Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band and as the band leader for the Conan O'Brien shows Late Night and The Tonight Show. There's also a beautiful ballad featuring the guitar work of Keb Mo and a party song featuring Trombone Shorty. Keb Mo is a 3-time Grammy Award-winning blues singer, guitarist, and songwriter. Troy Andrews, better known as Trombone Shorty, is a trombone, trumpet player, and composer from New Orleans. He's currently touring with his own band, Trombone Shorty and Orleans Avenue.
Over Thanksgiving, we took a 5-day trip to Texas to visit my first cousin, Robert Gilbert, and his wife, Yolanda. On Black Friday, we drove to San Antonio, where we strolled down the Riverwalk, which was all lit up in Christmas lights. And the following day, we drove to Austin and saw 2 of Mindy's Christmas concerts.
To our delight, Mindy was nominated for a Grammy on December 6th in the Best Pop Instrumental Album category for Summer Horns, along with her fellow saxophonists Dave Koz, Gerald Albright, and Richard Elliott. The Grammys will be presented on January 26th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. For those of you who will be watching the broadcast, the Best Pop Instrumental portion of the show will not be televised. It will take place at the pre-show. We hope to be in the audience to cheer on Mindy and her fellow sax players.
This is Mindy's 10th year touring with Peter White and Rick Braun during the Christmas season. Peter is a composer and a UK smooth jazz and fusion guitarist who also plays the accordion and the piano. He is best known for his 20-year collaboration with Al Stewart. Rick Braun is a smooth jazz trumpet player and composer. Their Christmas show has been a fan favorite for 10 years running.
Well, those are the highlights of our year. We wish everyone a healthy, happy, and prosperous New Year, and we look forward to hearing from all of you.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!